Willet Hunt is filmed in front of a live studio audience on beautiful Adams Orbital in Beta 1 Takane. And now, here is your host, Commander Gibson.
Thank you. Greetings, I'm Commander Gibson, and welcome back to 30302's hottest new game show, where we take a ship from the fleet, outfit it for bounty hunting, and send it out for a 30-minute hunt. We're going to tally how many kills it makes and how many credits it racks up. This week, we're visited by Fer-De-Lance with the Cobra Mark.III. Alright, Commanders, let's get it outfitted and send it out for a hunt, and we'll find out. Will it hunt?
The Cobra Mark.III is a classic all-purpose ship found throughout human space. The model was first built in Lave Cowlin McGrath Shipyard in Lave in 3100. Despite its age, it remains a popular ship for lone pilots who value its balance of carrying capacity and ability in combat. The Cobra Mark.III has a jump range of 28.5 light years, a top speed of 325 meters per second, and a top boost speed of 464 meters per second. It also has a whopping cargo capacity of 60 tons. The Cobra Mark.III comes with 2 utility mounts, 2 small hardpoints, and 2 medium hardpoints. It also comes equipped with 6 internal compartments. All of this for only 379,718 credits. Visit your local Fer-De-Lance dealer today.
Some say that he used to race SRVs on ancient Earth, and that he never takes off his flight suit, even the Bay. All we know is he's called the Ace.
Alright, now it's time for the hunt, and joining me today is Commander Fox. Commander Fox, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here today.
Indeed, it looks like we're going to have a good fight on our hands. Today, the Ace is in the Cobra Mark.III, and the Cobra Mark.III is a multi-role vessel, so we're going to be taking out to a high-activity RES instead of the hazardous RES, where we take the combat-fit vessels.
Yeah, the Cobra Mark.III is definitely a fine ship amongst pilots out there.
Indeed, some people say that it's the quintessential multi-role ship on the lower end of the budget spectrum. Alright, so the frameshift drive is charging and we're about to jump on out. And here we are dropping into the high intensity resource extraction site. Alright, so it looks like the first vessel we're going after is the Fer-De-Lance. This pilot's name is Leanne Massey, a deadly rated pilot from the Cartel of 1952 SETI.
Yeah, the Fer-De-Lance is a very good ship amongst the pilots out there as well. I hear nothing but good things about them.
Yeah, the Fer-De-Lance is quite a combat vessel. Some say it's actually a top-tier combat vessel, and if you're going to be fighting other commanders, this is the ship to get. Now, I'm not sure yet what this Fer-De-Lance is using as far as armaments, but we do see the Ace is using 2 small burst lasers and 2 medium multi-cannons.
Ah, yes, the multi-cannons, one of my favorite weapons to use out there in the abyss. Lasers are okay, but I prefer the conventional bullets, so...
Yeah, good old multi-cannons. And I hear that the weapon manufacturers are actually working on huge and large variants of the multi-cannons, so hopefully we'll see them out in the fleet here soon enough.
Exactly, I would definitely much like to see that sooner than later.
Just imagine seeing a Federal Corvette with 2 huge multi-cannons. Man, that would be a sight to see.
Indeed, and very devastating as well.
Exactly. Now, getting back to the fight, it looks like the Fer-De-Lance is using 4 medium lasers, and it looks like he almost took down the Ace's shields. But instead, the Ace is taking down his shields and now opening up with the multi-cannons against the hull.
Yeah, exactly. You can see he's got 2 rings there. It looks like out of the 3. But what's more interesting too is it looks like he's being engaged by somebody else besides the ace.
Yeah, I just saw an explosion there off from his starboard side, so it looks like we've got a lot of activity out there today.
Indeed, it would be a good matchup to see how many kills the ace can get this evening.
Indeed. So it looks like the Fer-De-Lance is just about to pop now. He's got just under 10% hull. The Fer-De-Lance armor is not that great unless you add some more armored packs to your ship.
Yeah, I hear if you've got the coin, you can definitely make it your own. Ooh, and there we go.
Yeah, we got the pop, and it was just over 213,000 credits. That's a real solid start for the ace today.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad at all.
Alright, so it looks like the next ship he's about to engage is the Imperial Eagle. The pilot's name is Oslo. He's a dangerous rated pilot from the Cartel of 1952 SETI.
Yes, the Imperial Eagle is a fine ship. I've piloted quite a few of them myself.
Yeah, it is a great ship indeed. The Imperial Eagle, of course, is the Imperial version of the Standard Eagle by Core Dynamics. Oh wow, the Imperial Eagle definitely has some maneuverability on the ace here. It looks like he's trying to get around to his 6, but he might have overshot, and now the ace is working on his shields. And it looks like they're just about to drop. Well, the Imperial Eagle is using multi-cannons on the ace. That's not going to work out great against shields.
No, not at all. And yeah, I can definitely concur with the overshooting there, trying to evade and maneuver around the ace. That's one thing about the ace is that you can't really, you just can't evade him. He's just stuck on you like glue.
He's just all over him, and it looks like the Imperial Eagle is out.
Oh, big boom.
Yeah, for almost 18,000 credits. Not a whole lot, but definitely worth it.
Yeah, indeed. As far as kill-wise goes, yeah, you definitely want to try to get as many in the time frame here, but coin is also the other part of the factor here.
Alright, so it looks like the ace is now going after an Anaconda. Oh, it's a deadly rated pilot. This could get interesting. And the pilot's name is Gutless Billy Malone.
An interesting name.
An interesting name indeed. Let's see if he lives up to the name, or if that is just a silly moniker because he is actually quite deadly. We're going to have to wait and see on this one.
I noticed as he flew over the top end of the ship there, it looked like he had interesting kind of stripes there along the back portion of the ship.
Yeah, it's a nice looking paint job there on the Anaconda. Now, he's shooting at the belly of the ship, well, was trying to take down the shields. Now, those small burst lasers are definitely going to have their work cut out for them, trying to take down the shields of an Anaconda.
Yeah, exactly. The Anaconda, from what I hear, has very, very good shields, and especially if you have the coin to make it have the better shields.
Yeah, if it's maxed out, it could have upwards of 1,400 megajoules of shields, and that is just heaps of shields. And if he starts using shield cell banks, yeah, that was a mighty close pass there. The ace almost got an Anaconda in his cockpit.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that was definitely a close call. Not to interrupt you there, but that got me a little bit there.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Now, I did see the Anaconda use an SCB, so that's going to prolong the fight here for the ace.
Which is not good for the ace at all. The ace needs as much time as he can get, and I know from experience, going after anacondas can take up some much needed time.
Indeed. Now it looks like the shields have dropped. He's opening up with the multi-cannons, and hopefully he can get a critical power plant and destroy the ship before he has to work down that hole.
Yeah, hopefully we can see the end of the Anaconda here sooner than later, as he definitely needs to move on to another ship.
Indeed. Now they have recently... Oh man, that Imperial Eagle, he just rammed the Anaconda. Not good thinking.
No, not good thinking at all. I mean, you got a small ship against this Goliath of a ship here. Definitely not a smart move at all.
Yeah, that might have been a suicidal pilot there. Now it looks like he's using turreted pulse lasers. That's an interesting choice. But now the power plant is out, and the ace is looking to get a critical strike and rupture that power plant.
Yeah, is that the now this is the bottom portion of the ship here. Is that a storage bay down there?
Well, this is actually the top portion. It was just right in front of it as the bridge there.
Ah, okay.
Alright, so the Anaconda pops for 234,000 credits. Not a bad pull for the Anaconda.
No, not at all. You know, you always want to make sure that you get you know those big pulls out of some of the larger ships, or you would at least expect to get a larger amount there.
I would hope so. And now it looks like he's engaging a Python. He's a dangerous rated pilot by the name of Phoebus, I believe that would be pronounced. That's an interesting name.
Yeah, an interesting name indeed. And what's nice about the Pythons, correct me if I'm wrong here, but they're a very good multi-rolled ship. They kind of an even kill. Not bad, but not really good. They're just kind of there as far as stats go. They're kind of just, you know, again in the middle.
Yeah, the Python is a very strong multi-role ship. It does have some combat tendencies. It's got 3 large hard points and 2 medium, so it can really pack a punch when it gets lined up in front of you.
Yeah, but that's not going to be too much of a problem for Ace here because he's...
my goodness.
Oh, wait,
you see that Cobra?
Yeah, that's...
he was cutting right through the fire there. It looks like he was trying to get the Ace's attention there for a second.
Yeah, definitely a lot of traffic going on through here. This is a very, very active sector in this part of the region.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky area to fight, and hopefully he doesn't hit any cops or he's going to end up with the bounty himself.
Yeah, of course, there's been quite a few times that we've seen people out there engaging in bounty hunting, and they'll accidentally clip a security officer, and that doesn't ever work out for the you know, accident or not. So.
Indeed. Now, I thought something might be wrong with Phoebus there. He was just kind of floating in space doing some rotationals. I'm guessing he probably had some malfunctioning parts, and he had to do a reboot of his systems.
Yeah, indeed. It definitely looked like he was dead in the water there for a moment or two, and I think the Ace just took that as the best opportunity to start, you know, kind of lighting him up with everything that he had.
Yeah, absolutely. The hull is down under 50%, and he's still hitting that power plant. The power plant has gone out, but it looks like he boosted away just in time, trying to get away from the Ace. But the Ace is in a faster ship, so he should be able to catch up here real soon and light up Phoebus.
Yeah, and you know, and just seeing this makes me think that he was trying to get, you know, out of the field there, so that way he could make some sort of jump out of the system.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he was going for, but he's still dead in the water, and now the Ace has got him dead to rights.
Oh yeah, he should have him here momentarily.
That multican is chewing through the hole. Oh, and he pops for almost 75,000 credits. I was kind of hoping for more for a Python.
Yeah, exactly. Normally, for me, I usually average it to be in the low 100,000s just as a base start, so that is very surprising to see.
Yeah, that was a pretty weak bounty for the Python. But hopefully we can make it up for this Vulture here. It's a master-rated pilot by the name of Jesse Blue.
Good old Jesse Blue.
Now, it looks like this pilot is with the official 1952 SETI party, so I'm kind of wondering what that bounty came from. What has he been up to?
Yeah, indeed. You never know once you see them with some official party.
Now, I just saw a huge firefight go right by the Ace, but it looks like the Ace is going to stick to his guns and keep going after the Vulture here. The Vulture is going to be a tricky target. They are extremely maneuverable, and they actually have very strong shields as well for a small ship.
Yeah, you can tell that even though he's got him locked on, it's very hard to keep him in the cockpit viewing area there.
Now, it looks like the Vulture just popped some chaff. That's going to give him a little bit more breathing room, as the Ace is not going to be able to lock onto the target until that chaff expires.
Yeah, exactly. The chaff, as we've talked about previously, is definitely one of those tried and true secondary weapons, I guess you could call it, or a defensive weapon. What's interesting to me is that he's using it, and it's not against any kind of missile attack.
Yeah, right now he's just trying to disrupt those gimbal weapon locks. And it looks like he did a good job, but now it's expired, and the Ace is locked back on, trying to take down those shields. And they're down, so those multi-cannons should do some quick work of the Vulture's hull, as the multi-cannons are medium and the ship is small.
What I keep seeing too here is during this firefight, we're seeing a lot of other ships entering and exiting this region here, either trying to get away from the firefight that's happening, or trying to kind of impede on the bounty.
Yep, now I do see some chat coming up here on the top left, and it looks like it was a federal security vessel coming in to scan the Ace to make sure the Ace didn't have any bounties. An interesting choice. Oh my goodness, he just rammed the Ace, and the shields are almost down. He better watch out.
Yeah,
the Vulture pops for 107,000 credits.
Wow, that was definitely too close for comfort, even for the Ace. I think that was a very coward way to go out, but also at the same time, you could tell it was kind of a last-ditch effort there.
Yeah, looks like he was just trying to get some revenge there at the end of the fight, but the Cobra's shield stayed up, and that is definitely a tribute to the Cobra Mark.III's design. Alright, so now it looks like the Ace is engaged with a federal dropship. Shields are about to go down here. There they go. And his name is Ozzy Orlowski, a deadly rated pilot from Cartel of 1952 SETI.
Yeah, what's nice about these federal dropships that I've always noticed in my bounty hunting travels is that you can definitely get these a dime a dozen. They're very quick to kill. You can kind of get some fast cash.
Indeed, those shields are not great on the federal dropship, and it doesn't look like the pilot took the extra cash to reinforce his armor. So his armor is actually going down pretty quickly as well.
The other thing I notice sometimes too with the federal dropships is that sometimes they have quite the amount of coin, and sometimes they don't. So we'll have to see what the Ace gets here.
Indeed. Now it looks like federal security is also engaging him. I just saw a regular Eagle. Oh, and I just saw him shoot a plasma accelerator, but it looks like it missed the Ace, thankfully.
Yeah, that's another thing here that you want to watch out for too. Shooting, again near security forces is kind of a tricky business thing if you're actively engaging in a bounty, like what we're seeing right there.
Yeah, it looks like the security vessel just rammed the federal dropship and actually took him out for almost 95,000 credits.
And that's actually, to me, I think pretty impressive for a federal dropship. If that's not the average coin that you would get for said ship.
Whoa, looks like they... Oh man, we almost got another ram here. It looks like the Ace just got out of there just in time. And now...
It's another federal dropship too.
Yeah, it's a second federal dropship. Pilot's name is Lenskar, a deadly pilot from Cartel of 1952 SETI.
Yeah, it almost appeared as if he was trying to get a little bit of a revenge kill there after his previous buddy was taken out.
Yeah, possibly so. I just saw the chat pop up, and it looks like Lenskar here is a pirate, and he was scanning the Ace to see if he had anything in his cargo hold.
But as we know, the Ace, it's only ever ammo.
The Ace is not much for hauling goods. He just hauls around his ammo for his ship. Alright, so it looks like the shields have dropped, the burst lasers have done their job, and now the multi-cannon is opening up on the hull. I don't know, he might have upgraded armor. It's hard to tell. Possibly not, because it looks like he's already down to 75%, and he tried to do another ram there against the Ace.
Another near collision there. There's a lot of these guys out here that think that, okay, if I just slam into them, maybe this will end it and I can get out of here. But with the Ace, that's always been a no-go.
Yeah, the Ace is just going to come right back for more. And it looks like security is also engaging this federal dropship as well, so hopefully that will help with the kill time.
Yeah, he definitely needs to make up some time here. If I'm not mistaken, the Anaconda was what took up quite a bit of time there, and that was time that you can't afford when you're out here against the clock.
Indeed, we've only got 13 minutes left on the clock, and it looks like the shields have come back up on the federal dropship.
Yeah, but what's nice here too is that, as you just mentioned before too, is the security ships are out here actively engaging this guy as well. It appears that there's, what, 4 of them now? Maybe 5?
Let's see. I'm looking at 3 green contacts on radar. No, make that 4. 4 green contacts. So it looks like there's 4 security vessels, and we might have some more bounty hunters out here as well, trying to get the kill.
Indeed, it is a tough business out there, trying to collect your own coin if someone's not trying to impede on your kill.
It's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
Exactly.
And we got the kill. Wow, look at that, for 182,000 credits. That is a nice little chunk of change here.
Exactly, and that's the kind of coin that you like to see when you get them out of something that you might least expect it to come from. So definitely a nice pickup there.
Yeah, that's always a nice surprise. Now it looks like he's going after another Cobra Mark III. So this is going to be a bit of a mirror match, Cobra versus Cobra.
Yeah, you always like to see good lineups like this. With the same ship being out here.
Yep, so this pilot's name is John E. Henderson. He's a dangerous rated pilot from Cartel of 1952 SETI. And looks like the shields are down to 1 ring for Johnny Henderson. Oh, but he pops the chaff, and that's going to interrupt the target lock that the ace had on him.
Yeah, a good move for John out there. Trying to get those shields back up. It was definitely a good move to use that, but obviously not for the ace here when time is of the essence.
Yep, the ace is still coming after him. Now he's just moved out of 2-kilometer range. That's almost farther than the lasers can shoot. He's about to hit 3 kilometers. Yep, and the lasers are now out of range. So it looks like he's making a run for it, maybe. Oh, he's just turned around. He's made a 180 and he's coming back at the ace at full speed.
Yeah, that's a very bold move there.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to get a ram in on the ace, but the ace jumped out of the way just in time.
Yeah, just in time indeed. Yeah, he was trying to get back in range of the guns you were talking about there for the blast laser. Or, I'm sorry, the burst lasers, and hopefully he can make quick work of this guy.
Yeah, he's firing. They are head on right now. Looks like they're playing a bit of chicken. And John blinked first and pulled away, popping a chaff. This fight is almost taking too long for Cobra v Cobra. This should have ended quite a while ago.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there. Him using the chaffs here is definitely keeping him from getting this what should be a quick kill.
Yeah, it seems to be popping a lot of chaff. Maybe John here is a chaff hauler for the Cartel of 1952 SETI.
Yes, quite possibly. And now I do want to note the pattern on his ship there. Was that like a zebra stripe there?
Yeah, that's a really interesting paint job. It looks like he's got a black and white zebra paint job with a yellow or maybe orange skull and crossbones marking him as a pirate.
Yes, a very, very interesting choice out here, especially with white being, so easily visible out here. Oh, there we go.
And now he pays for it for almost 27,000 credits.
Yeah, it's kind of like you said, a dog-eat-dog world out there, trying to get these kills and then getting some coin, that kind of a coin after such a lengthy battle.
Indeed. So hopefully it looks like the ace might be able to make up for it now. He's engaged another Anaconda with the shields already down. And it looks like the Anaconda is tangling with the ship security forces right now.
Yeah, hopefully he can. We just mentioned, being out here stealing kills out here in the bounty hunting world, and looks like he's trying to make a quick kill here so he can try to mop up some more before time runs out.
Indeed, ship, kill stealing may not be on the high morality grounds, but it looks like the ace is going to do it anyway. The ace is a bit of a scoundrel.
Well, and at the same time, it's as far as the game show goes, I don't think that's disqualifying him by any means.
Definitely not. You got to do what you got to do to get to rake in those credits. And yeah, it looks like we got a lot of security forces out there helping out. The power plant is almost down. It looks like it's just about down to 15%. And the hull is also dangerously low for the Anaconda. I'm seeing a lot of secondary explosions.
Yeah, I was noticing that as well. The armor on these though, they can be quite lasting, as you mentioned before, right? You said what 14,000 joules?
1400 megajoules for shields. It's some crazy shields on the Anaconda.
Yeah, so it makes you wonder these last two anacondas here, what their levels were at, if they were moderate or not, or if it was just stock.
Yeah, possibly not great. We do get a payout of 203,000 credits. Not bad for an Anaconda, but I would have liked to see more.
Yeah, exactly. Those are usually the ones that you want to try to see the 300 to 400,000 if possible. I know it's a kind of a rarity, but definitely not out of the reach there.
Yeah, I've definitely seen around 325,000 credits for an Anaconda, but that's a big haul.
Yeah, that's a very big purse to bring back. Was this the Imperial Clipper here?
Indeed, it's another large vessel, Imperial Clipper. Pilot's name is Mongoose, and he's a dangerous rated pilot. And it looks like this might be another kill steal because the shields were already down when he engaged, and he just took out the power plant of the Clipper.
Yeah, and the Clipper has also been another admirable ship of mine. I always like it for its elegant look, even though it still has kind of a combat role there.
Yeah, it's definitely a beauty, that's for sure. A lot of the Imperial ships have a great design, but there goes the pop for just over 60,000 credits, and the Clipper is done.
Yeah, that's another ship there too that you usually see a higher purse come out of. Being that sizable ship. I know it's nowhere near the Anaconda, but still.
Yeah, it was a pretty measly bounty, and now he's after an adder. He almost rammed the adder himself. The ace isn't much for ramming, but man, that was real close to doing one himself.
Yeah, exactly. It almost appeared that he was going to go up and around him, and the ship here turned in a way that he wasn't expecting, and I think he just applied just the right amount of brakes to avoid ramming him.
Indeed. Now, this pilot's name is Shuffley. It's an interesting name.
Exactly.
He's a master-rated pilot, so not too high. For some reason, the ace isn't using his multi-cannons. Not sure why. He's kind of on the clock here. He's just about at the 3-minute mark. You'd think he'd try to finish him off as quickly as possible.
Just looking at it though, his ammo count for the multi-cannon seems to be a little bit lower than what he'd probably like, so I'm sure he's trying to conserve that because that is really what tears up the hole there.
That's true, that's a good eye. It looks like he's down to 30 rounds in reserve for each weapon. Not looking great, but he gets the pop on the adder for almost 27,000 credits.
Another low coin there, but definitely, when it adds up, not bad.
Alright, so now we're looking at 1 minute on the clock. So this is probably going to be the last fight. It's against a Fer-De-Lance, and I don't know if he's going to have enough time to take out a Fer-De-Lance. This is elite rated, and the pilot's name is Stoma. This could be a tough fight.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of those down to the wire kind of moments here that you like to see in shows like this. This is definitely what we look forward to.
Alright, so it looks like security vessels are also helping him out. The shields are about to go down. And there we go, shields are down. Now he's going to be working on the hull with those multi-cannons. Doesn't look like he's trying to spare his ammo now.
No, it definitely appears that he should be using as much as he can right now, especially when he's, at the 15-second mark here.
Oh, Stoma's got 0% hull. He's about to pop. Oh, he gets the kill with 8 seconds left on the clock, and he gets 288,000 credits.
A very impressive kill there at the end with time to spare and a good haul away on coin.
Indeed. So now the timer is at 0. He's stowing his weapons, and it looks like he's getting ready to head back to the station. And now, what do you think there, Commander Fox? It looks like he's got a lot of kills under his belt. How do you think he fared?
I think he fared pretty decently. As we mentioned earlier on, those anacondas were really what chewed up the amount of time that he desperately needed to keep, I think. But as always, the ace, I feel, knows what he's doing and makes the right decision, based on what he has available to him. So it'll be interesting to see where he ranks up.
Indeed, and also engaging that Cobra could have been a mistake. It lasted quite a while, and it wasn't for a big payout.
Yeah, and that was the one that was a little confusing to me. You know, we saw the Anacondas take as long as they did, but the this ship, however, I think the real game changer for that one was the popping of so many shafts there.
Yeah, possibly so. Alright, so it looks like the Ace is coming in for a landing. Let's see if it's going to be nice and smooth. Hopefully he doesn't ding the deck this time.
Yeah, I've seen in previous episodes here that he's made a few too close calls that have gone a little wrong.
Indeed, but it looks like he's made it down safely. Now for the moment of truth. Let's see how much credits he gets. Dun, da, 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 da. 1,371,956,000 credits. Wow, what an incredible run. And we put it up here on the bounty board, and it looks like the Cobra Mark.III coming in at second place, almost catching up to the Viper Mark.III. Wow, what a great hunt. I think the Ace is going to be real pleased with this run. Alright, I want to thank Commander Fox for joining me, and now let's go back to the studio.
Wow, what a great hunt. The Cobra Mark.III really did a hell of a job out there today. Alright, Commanders, that's going to wrap it up for this week. I want to thank my studio audience here, and of course all you Commanders out in the black. Also a special thank you to Commander Robit and Commander Fox. Always like having you on the show. Alright, Commanders, please stay tuned for our next episode where we're visited again by Falcon DeLacy with the Viper Mark.IV, and we'll find out, will it hunt?
Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought in the comments. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to see all of my latest videos.